Let me turn the background music off here. Now he's praying for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Srila Prabhupada, Ki Jai. Lochandas Thakur, brief biography. The link is in the comment section. If you want to pull it up, you can follow along the reading. And if you want to join in the conference, we'd love to hear you read. But here we go. By the way, it's a little noisy here sometimes. There's a small plane airport just down the street. So they're a little noisy when they take off and they land. Okay, there's one overhead now. It's almost gone. Okay. Sri Lochandas Thakur was a disciple of Sri Narahari Thakur, a dearest associate of Lord Garai. My hope of hopes is to be near the lotus feet of Sri Narottam Das Thakur and serve him with my very life. The cherished desire of the fallen Lochandas is to be allowed, by Narahari's grace, to sing the glories of Lord Gauranga. My Lord is Sri Narahari Thakur. I am his servant. Bowing before him, I beg for his service. This is my only aspiration. Lochandas, Chaitanya Mangala. By the way, this translation and this biography is written by Mahanidhi Swami. He's been senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He's been living in Vrindavan for many years. It's a nice translation. It's really sweet. Lochandas Thakur wrote Chaitanya Mangala, which tells many pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, not revealed by Vrindavan Das Thakur or Krishna Das Kaviraj. He mentions an especially touching conversation Shri Gaura Sundar had with Vishnu Priya Devi the night before he took sannyas. See Vishnu Priya's biography entry for the talk. Being a talented musician, Lochandas told Mahaprabhu's pastimes in beautiful poetry filled with fire and rhythm. Common people could easily understand the divine character of Sri Chaitanya and awaken their religious feelings. As devotees regularly chant the Vedic epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, Gaudiya Vaishnavas still wander through Bengal reciting the Chaitanya Mangala. Lochandas Thakur wrote many songs praising Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Gauradas Pandit. Lochandas stresses that Raghunath Bhaktas must take shelter of Gadadhar Vrindavanavasi. Some of these words I've never seen before, and they're in the Sanskrit language, so. Start the sentence again. Lochandas stresses that Raganuga Bhaktas must take shelter of Gadadhar Vrindavanavari to attain Radha Govinda Prema Bhakti. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to print and distribute Lochan Das Thakur's Sri Chaitanya Mangala. Srila Prabhupada was very fond of his bhajans. While singing Parama Karuna, Srila Prabhupada would plunge into the ocean of Gauranga Prema. Prabhupada wrote an extensive commentary on the bhajan. Bhaja Bhaja Bhai, Chaitanya Nitai, Surida Vishvara Kori. Lochan Das asks everyone, my dear brother, just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm faith and conviction. Don't think that this chanting and dancing will not lead to the desired goal. It will. It is the assurance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one will get all perfection by this process. Therefore, one must chant with firm faith and conviction. His samadhi is in 64 samadhis area. That's a little bit about Vrindavan Das Thakur. Lochan Das. And it's a real treat reading his Chaitanya Mangala. It's very, very sweet. And pull it up here on the screen. There's a link to it in the comments section. If you want to read along or join in and read. So here we go. Okay, it's loaded up on the screen, and it's in the side panel, but it's not. See the technology? It's not minimizing down on the screen so that I can see the whole thing. Oh gosh, now it's so small I can't see it at all. Well, I'll try to read it because we have to keep both things up on the screen at once. Maybe I can make this a little smaller. Now I can't see that. Yeah, can't win. All right. It looks like it's a half and half thing here. So I'll make it a little bigger. All right, that might work. Bear with me. Technology. Slide it over just a little more. All right. Excuse me 1 minute. Okay. Feel free to write comments. If you post a comment, we'll see it. Okay. This is the preface. Lochan Das was born in 1520 AD in Kogram, within Goramandala, West Bengal. He was a disciple of Sri Narahari Sarkar Thakur, an intimate eternal associate of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, in 1537 AD, following his guru's order, Lochan Das sat on a stone slab under a badari tree and started writing the Chaitanya Mangala on a piece of bark. Since Vrindavan Das Thakur had already written a book entitled Chaitanya Mangala, the leading devotees in Vrindavan, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Kashishwar Pandit, Pandit Haridas Goswami, and Anantacharya, in order to resolve the problem, they decided that henceforth Vrindavan Das' book would be called Chaitanya Bhagavat, and Lochan Das Thakur's book would remain Chaitanya Mangala. In the history and literature of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Dr. S. Das, a disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, says, quote, Lochan Das does not claim to be a doctor of theology. He was a musician, like his preceptor, Narahari Thakur. He made music and dedicated his preeminent musical abilities towards serving one mission. In the history, go to the next paragraph. Print's a little small here. Okay. Oops. Lochan Das did not compose this beautiful narrative poem, Chaitanya Mangala, to thrust abstract philosophy and a labyrinth doctrine down the people's throat. Rather, he wanted to impress the divine character of Sri Chaitanya on the popular mind and thereby arouse it to religious sensibilities. In Vaishnav Abhidan, Haridas, a famous Gaudiya Vaishnava historian, describes Chaitanya Mangala. Lochan Das, quote, Lochan Das based his Chaitanya Mangala on Murari Gupta's authorized Sanskrit biography of Lord Chaitanya, entitled Sri Krishna Chaitanya Charita. Chaitanya Mangala is written in simple, beautiful language, and it can be sung in various beautiful songs. Chaitanya Mangala is a Rasatmika Shastra, a book full of ras. And Chaitanya Bhagavat is a Varnanatmaka Shastra, a book full of descriptions. In some cases, Lochan Das' poetic expression surpasses that of Vrindavan Das Thakur. Readers should not confuse Lochan Das Thakur's authentic and authorized book, Chaitanya Mangala, with another book of the same title written by Jayananda. Jayananda's book has many strange descriptions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Among the Society of Vaishnavas, Jayananda's book is not loved, appreciated, or widely read. In fact, Bhakti Ratnaka doesn't even mention or refer to his book. Jayananda didn't show any talent in composing. His writings were incoherent and sloppy. To produce this English translation of Sri Chaitanya Mangala, we used a 1929 Bengali edition published by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur at the Bug Bazaar, Calcutta office of the Gaudiya Math. Between 1920 and 1936, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur printed many important books, including Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangala, Brahma Samhita, Upadeshamrita, Prema Bhakti Chandrika, and Bhakti Sandarbha. Srila Prabhupada strictly followed the example and teachings of his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Through his Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, Srila Prabhupada published almost all the same books as his Guru Maharaj. Presently, Srila Prabhupada has inspired the BBT to publish an English translation of Sri Jiva Goswami Sandarbhas. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada has inspired us to publish this English edition of Sri Chaitanya Mangala. We hope that our Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, our Param Guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and all the devotees will be pleased with our efforts. Mahanidhi Swami. Jai, thank you, Mahanidhi Swami. Okay, I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. This is going off the page, and then I can't read the words when it goes off the page. Okay. Sutra Kanda, Prayers of Invocation. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the crest jewel of all sannyasis. In Kali Yuga, he appears in his complete form to give the priceless jewel of love of Godhead to the surrendered souls. The Lord delivers the devotees and satisfies them with this rare gift of prema bhakti, pure love of God. But roaring like a thunderbolt, he crushes the atheists of the world to dust. I just realized my phone's kind of far away. Hope the sound was coming through okay. Okay. I pray to Sri Vigna Nasen, Lord Ganesh, who has the body of a huge elephant with one tusk. He brings success in all endeavors. All glories to Lord Ganesh, the son of Parvati Devi. With folded hands, I pray to Lord Shiva and Parvati. Let us all fall at their feet, offering our respects. Lord Vishnu is the only master of the three worlds. Lord Shiva and Parvati can award anyone the boon of Vishnu Bhakti. I pray that Goddess Saraswati will play on my lips so that they will glorify Gaurhari, who is as yet unknown to the three worlds. May the wonderful topics of the golden-hued Lord of Saraswati flow from my mouth. I humbly beg the demigods and all my superiors that nothing will obstruct my attempt to glorify Gaurhari. Let me not ask for the boon of wealth, for I am fallen and sinful. But please allow me to complete this book without any difficulty. Let me glorify the pure devotees of Lord Vishnu and the most fortunate Mahabhagavatas. These exalted devotees purify the world with their divine qualities. They are merciful to all, and everyone loves them. Such devotees are the most auspicious personalities in the world. I am a totally unqualified person, incapable of telling left from right. Yet, I'm trying to catch the sky with my hands like a blind man trying to see a Chintamani gem on a nearby mountain. I don't know what the result will be. Krishna, he's a musician and a poet. It's beautiful. This is the translation, and it's beautiful. So you can imagine what the original, how stirring the original is. Sri Chaitanya Mangala. I have but one hope, that Lord Gauranga will be merciful, because he doesn't consider whether one is good or bad. Overlooking disqualifications, the Lord freely gives everyone the shelter of his lotus feet. Please listen to the description of the behavior of a pure devotee. Dedicating his life for others, he gives his causeless mercy to all living entities. He becomes happy by making others happy. This Lochan Das has only one hope. I want to attain the lotus feet of Narahari Sakur Thakur, his spiritual master, who is my Lord and the owner of my life. Although most fallen, I desire to glorify the indescribable qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To achieve this perfection, I hold the lotus feet of Narahari Thakur within my heart eternally. So excuse me for 1 minute. I need to, Oh, I guess, wait, oh, there's going to be that interruption if I don't close that. Okay. All right. So we're back. Prayers to Lord Gauranga and his associates. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Chandra, and all the Gaur Bhaktas. All glory. Please cast your most merciful and auspicious glance upon me. And another airplane. Hey, Krishna. Kali Yuga. Ah, Krishna. Hey, Krishna. Gauranga. With many select prayers, I will glorify his soothing, reddish lotus feet. Let the devotees sit together and be blessed by the touch of Gauranga's lotus feet. O Lord, darling of Sachimata, let us offer our respectful obeisances to you. Please look favorably upon us and bestow a drop of your mercy. All glories to Advaita Charya, the crest jewel of all lords. The world became fortunate by the mercy of your lotus feet. O Sita Prananath, Lord of the heart of his wife Sita, with folded hands I praise you and sing for your mercy. I praise you and beg for your mercy. I worship Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the son of Rohini Devi, the Avaduta, who is non-different from Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so there was a viewer for a little while, the viewer's gone, but I don't know, maybe somebody's on YouTube. I'll keep going. It's going to be here for an hour and a half, so here we go. I worship Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the son of Rohini Devi, the Avaduta, who is non-different from Lord Chaitanya. First of all, let me glorify the lotus feet of Gargacharya, who, taking pride in his grandson Gauranga, goes mad in ecstasy when he praises his qualities. I worship Jagannath Misra, the father of the Shrambar, and Sati Thakurani, his mother. I worship Lakshmi Thakurani, who was bitten by the snake of separation from Lord Chaitanya. I worship Vishnu Priya Devi, who accepts the reddish lotus feet of Lord Gauranga as her ornament. Joyfully, I glorify Pundarik Vijayanidhi, for whom Mahaprabhu cried in ecstasy. I glorify the lotus feet of Madhavendra Puri, Ishwara Puri, and Sri Pandit Goswami. I worship Govinda Gosai and Vrikeshwara Pandit, who are like maddened bees after the sweet nectar of Gauranga's lotus feet. I worship Paramananda Puri, Vishnu Puri, and Gadadhar Das, holding their feet on my head. With a heart full of joy, I pray to Murari Gupta. Please bless me so that I can properly glorify Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I glorify Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur. I only desire to obtain the feet of the brothers Vasudev Dutt and Mukunda Dutt. I glorify Rai Ramananda, who is an abode of love. Let me constantly praise Jagadananda Pandit. I worship Rupa, Sanatan, and Damodar Pandit, I also offer my repeated obeisances to Raghava Pandit. I worship Sri Ram, Sundarananda, Gauridas, all followers of Lord Nityananda. I glorify my worshipful Lord Narahari Thakur, who protects me in this world and the next. Except him, I have no friend in the three worlds. So, let me worship Narahari Thakur, who is an ocean of Gauranga's qualities. With folded hands, let me fall on the ground to offer my obeisances to Govinda Madhava and Vasu Ghosh. I wholeheartedly glorify Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, who enchanted the world with the words of his Chaitanya Bhagavat. My dear brother, we should always glorify the family deity of Raghunandana. As a boy, Raghunandana Thakur fed a laddu to his Krishna deity. Who would dare consider that boy an ordinary person? I worship his father, Sri Mukunda Dat, who has unalloyed faith in the path shown by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I worship all the known and unknown devotees of the Lord. I keep their feet on my head as a crown jewel. I worship the Mahantas and their followers. I always sing the glories of their feet. Don't mind if I mention someone's name first and another's last. There is no precise alphabetical order. If, by mistake, I forget to glorify someone's name, I beg forgiveness by offering them 100 obeisances. I glorify all the devotees, both on the earth and in the heavens. One by one, I offer my obeisances to everyone. Desiring to attain love of Godhead, let us happily glorify the transcendental qualities of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. I, Lochand Das, my heart brimming with joy, sing the transcendental glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Be nice if anybody is maybe like on YouTube or whatever, just maybe they are, if they wanted to come on and they could read. I mean, I don't mind. This is what I do all the time. I love to read these devotional literatures. It's just it's hard to describe the transcendental pleasure that's there in hearing these pure outpourings of love from these pure devotees. It's like Mahaprasadam. It's like taking crumbs of Mahaprasadam. So, but maybe, I can't tell if anybody's watching on YouTube. There's nobody here on Google+. But I'll just keep reading, and I look forward to the day when someone actually comes on the conference call and they read. I really want to hear others read. That's where the nectar is. So, here we go. Next little section here, Chaitanya Mangala. The source of Chaitanya Mangala. First, let me beg the blessings of all the Mahabhagavatas. Then I can properly sing the glories of the Lord. I am the lowest of the low, so how can I explain the greatness of Sri Chaitanya's transcendental character? Since I don't know anything, what's the use of my incoherent words? If, without knowing the highest truths about Lord Chaitanya, I try to say something, I will suffer embarrassment before the great souls. Although I'm not qualified and full of faults, I cherish an intense desire to sing about the sweet qualities of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. While living in Navadvip, Sri Murari Gupta had the opportunity to remain always in the company of Gaurachandra. Who can describe his greatness? He is known throughout the world as Hanuman. After crossing the ocean to Lanka, Hanuman burnt Ravana's palace to the ground. Then Hanuman brought Ram the good news about his beloved Sita. Got another airplane. Yeah. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. There's always something in the material world. All right. Back to Chaitanya Mangala. Then Hanuman brought Ram the good news about his beloved Sita. He revived Lakshman by bringing Vasalya Karani, a medicinal herb. That same Hanuman now resides in Nadia as Murari Gupta. Being highly realized, Murari Gupta knows all truths. As an eternal associate of the Lord, he is fixed at the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He expertly told all of Lord Chaitanya's childhood and boyhood pastimes in his great Sanskrit epic, Sri Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya, also called Karcha Diary. At the behest of Sri Damodar Pandit, Murari Gupta explained Gauranga's transcendental pastimes from beginning to end, and how the Lord mercifully distributed love of Godhead. Damodar Pandit recorded these as slokas in his Karcha diary. Reading this book inspired me to write a biography of Lord Gauranga, using a form of Bengali verse called Panchali. Although I'm not qualified to write this biography, please don't neglect it or get angry with me. As an ignorant child wants to touch the moon upon seeing it, who wouldn't want to taste nectar when it comes before him? Similarly, I want to glorify Lord Gaura Sundar, and therefore I need the mercy of the Vaishnavas. Let me offer my obeisances to the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. My heart yearns to sing Gauranga's wonderful qualities. My worshipful Lord is Narahari, Sarakar Thakur. With a humble heart, I beg him to please fulfill my desire. Brief outline of the subjects in Chaitanya Mangala. First, I'll describe the wonderful pastime of how Advaitacharya, the best of the Brahmins, worship Sachimata's womb. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord of the three worlds, appeared on the earth along with his eternal associates. I'll narrate his childhood pastimes, his name-giving and grains-eating ceremony. Although he didn't wear ankle bells, Sachi heard them when Nimai crawled about. Again, his mother's will, against his mother's will, Nimai would touch dirty objects, then he would preach high philosophy to justify his actions. To test his strength, the local ladies would ask Nimai to fetch a coconut. Surprisingly, within seconds he would manifest one. I will describe how the Lord played with a puppy, bringing joy to the neighbors. Murari Gupta watched Nimai playing in the street with his friends. The people of Nadia greatly relished the Lord's dancing and chanting of Harinam along with his boyfriends. Busy day at the airport. It's like wartime. Mode of passion. Hare Krishna. His father taught Nimai how to write with chalk on a stone slab. Whoever hears this pastime obtains relief from all suffering. Now, listen carefully as I tell about Vishwambar's playing with his elder brother Vishwarup. These two brothers were just like Indra and Upendra, who were born of the same mother. I will describe Vishwarup's sannyas and how Vishwambar consoled his mother and father. Vishwambar loved to play all day on the sandy banks of the Ganges with his friends. Seeing this, his father Jagannath Mishra became angry and disappointed. He dragged Vishwambar into the house and rebuked him for wasting his time in frivolous sports. Please listen attentively as I describe how Nimai bestowed mercy to his father in a dream. Next, I will tell of the Lord's ear-piercing, sacred thread, and other ceremonies. After completing his boyhood pastimes, he started his pastimes of youth. During this period, he gradually manifested love of Godhead. Vishwambar, along with his classmates, began studying at the feet of his teacher. The Lord would laugh at the Bengali dialect spoken by some of the students. Later, I will describe how Nimai Pandit asked Sachimata to observe Ekadasi. When Jagannath Mishra left this world, Nimai cried over the loss of his father. I will tell you the beautiful story of Lord Gaura's marriage ceremony, which gives unlimited happiness to everyone. I'll describe a confidential incident that occurred on the Lord's way to the Ganges, Gauranga's trip to East Bengal, Bangladesh, and how Lakshmi Priya, his wife, left this world will be told. Upon returning, the Lord remarried, taught his students, and traveled to Gaya. You'll receive immense pleasure by attentively hearing these narrations. When the Lord returned from Gaya, he constantly displayed symptoms of ecstatic love of God. Oh, brother, you'll derive profuse pleasure from hearing the pastimes in Madhyakanda. Your hair will stand on end as you relish these transcendental subjects, which are just like solidified nectar. I feel great ecstasy within my heart, even before I describe how, by discussing Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, one will manifest ecstatic love of God. Madhyakanda tells about Gauranga's Navadvip pastimes of preaching and distributing love of Godhead. These topics flow like streams of nectar. Lord Chaitanya manifested matchless pastimes never seen in any previous yuga. I'll tell you how the devotees met the Lord in Navadvip. You will hear how Sachimata received the gift of praying, and how one night Gaur heard the sound of Sri Krishna's flute. Hearing that flute, the Lord became overwhelmed with ecstatic love when suddenly a divine message vibrated in the sky. Lord Chaitanya revealed his Varaha Rupa to give mercy to Murari Gupta. Lord Brahma and the demigods became blissful upon seeing this. I'll narrate how Suklambar, Brahmachari, attained love of Godhead. Receiving Gauranga's mercy, Gadadhar Pandit cried all day and night in ecstatic love. Immediately after sowing a mango seed, Lord Gaurasunda satisfied the devotees by distributing mango prasad. Anyone who hears this will become free from all doubts. Covering his spiritual identity, Sri Chaitanya manifested ecstatic love of God. Although the depth of the Lord's love is unfathomable, still he revealed it to everyone. I'll tell the wonderful pastime of Sri Gauranga's meeting Sri Nityananda Prabhu and also Haridas Thakur. The meeting of Advaitacharya with Lord Nityananda is especially sweet. The deliverance of Jagai and Madhai will be narrated. I will explain how Gauranga bestowed mercy upon a Brahmin and his son. Followers of Lord Shiva received Gaur's mercy. Lord Chaitanya once jumped into the Jahnavi, Ganges, immediately after seeing a Brahmin's misconduct. Hearing this pastime will astonish the heart of anyone in the three worlds. Listen to Gauranga's unparalleled pastime of cleaning the Gudincha temple. Hear the miracle of how he cured a leper. You'll taste unlimited bliss hearing about Gauranga's assuming the mood of Lord Balaram. Once, while enacting a drama in Chandrasekhar's house, Gauranga manifested such prema that its influence spread throughout the land and sky. I'll explain the confidential topic of Gauranga's adopting an incredible mood of renunciation. Upon seeing Sri Keshava Bharati in Navadvip, the Lord felt delighted in his heart. At that moment, he decided to take sannyas from him. Hearing about Gauranga's sannyas, Satyamata and Vishnupriya became drowned in an ocean of distress. The Lord left Navadvip and took the renounced order of life from Keshava Bharati in Karwa. Okay, so I've been reading for about 45 minutes here. And I'm going to take a little break. So I don't know, maybe like a 5-minute break. Let me put a screen share up here. Oops, where'd it go? Okay, let's get that. Hare Krishna. And you can see this isn't going to be all that easy to do. People are inclined to simply be an audience rather than participate. The real nectar is when we participate, but I'm really hoping devotees will be able to step forward and participate. Oh no, not that. Hare Krishna. So where was that nice picture? I think it was in downloads. Yeah. Sadbhuj. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to take a little break. Okay. So, okay. Hare Krishna.
Dhira dhira jana priyo mutu tao. Krishna Kirtana Gana Natana Prabhu Premamritam Vanidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Priya Karo Premar Sadam Pujito Chaitanya Kripa Bharav Bhuvi Bhuva Ara Tarak Vande Rupa Sanatana Prabhujo Jiva Gopalako Vande Rupa Sanatana Prabhujo Jiva Krishna Gita Gana Krishna Kirtana Gana Naptana Paramu Premo Netamali Veera Veera Jana Priya Priya Karo Prema Chaitanya Kripa Bharav Chaitanya Kripa Bharav Bhuvi Bhuva Bharava Antaraka Bhante Rupa Sanatana Prabhupada Sri Satsanga Samasthapatam Lokanam Hikakarinam Subhane Mannam Sarana Karo
I'd say. Okay, 0 viewers. Okay, we're back. All right. Continue on. We'll stay another 30 minutes, and then go for another 30 minutes. Let's go a little break there. So I don't know if anybody's watching on YouTube or not. Anyone's welcome to sign on. Come in through Google Plus. The link is in the comments section. And come on, we've got the got the text here, and we can read together. And it's a lot of fun like that. It's really a lot of fun. Transcendental fun. Hare Krishna. Okay, continuing on with the Chaitanya Mangala, Lochandas Thakur, translated by Mahanidhi Swami. Lochandas is giving a little outline of what he's going to be presenting in his book, Chaitanya Mangala. And he's at the point here now where he's getting into some of the pastimes of the Lord as an adult, young adult. In Advaita Acharya's house, the Lord met the devotees, consoled everyone, and began his travels. On the way to Purushottama Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, he stopped in Ramuna and shared an intimate pastime. Everyone will feel joyful as they hear me tell of each of Lord Chaitanya's transcendental pastimes. On the way to Jaipur, Gauranga exhibited a wonderful pastime in Ekamnagar. I'll tell the ecstasy Gauranga felt upon seeing Lord Jagannath, and how Lord Chaitanya showed his divine form to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. The topics of Majjhikanda are the essence of all nectar. But you must also hear the pastimes in the Seshkanda. Majjhikanda ends with Gauranga's manifesting pure love of Krishna. Joyfully, Lochandas explains these subjects. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who descends on earth as an incarnation. Ah, how fortunate are the residents of earth. Mother Bhumi was blessed to be ornamented with his divine lotus feet. To give mercy, the light of the universe appeared in Navadvip. The anxious devotees who had been waiting for a long time now ran to Sriman Mahaprabhu to receive his gift of love. The devotees were like eager bees flying swiftly toward a lotus full of honey, or like chakora birds drinking the rays of the full moon. The devotees were maddened, chakra birds that sing joyfully upon seeing rain clouds. Immersed in bliss, Gauranga dances madly and sometimes roars like a lion while giving out love of God. The devotees, feeling just like men who have recovered their long-lost wealth, began worshiping the Lord with their tears of happiness. As elephants jump into a lake to get relief from a forest fire, the devotees forgot their miseries by drowning in the nectar ocean of Krishna's prema. In ecstasy, someone cried out the name, Thakur. In a joking mood, someone else hiked up his dhoti tightly between his legs and slapped his arms like a wrestler preparing to attack. Everyone forgot themselves in the bliss of love of God. That same love which Lakshmi Devi hankers after with folded hands, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was now freely distributing without discrimination. What more can I describe than this? Lord Anantashesh, who holds the universes on his head, appeared as Nittai to taste the sweet ras of Krishna Prem. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, being totally enraptured in Prem Ras, couldn't recognize friend or foe. He therefore gave love to everyone. Walking with the gait of a maddened elephant, Nittai caused the earth to lose its balance. Listen to the matchless character of Mahesh, Lord Shiva, who appeared as Sri Advaita Acharya. His glories are unlimited. Advaita Acharya forgot his knowledge of Gyan by constantly discussing topics of Prem Ras with Lord Chaitanya. Without restriction, Advaita relished transcendental pastimes with other Rasika Vaishnavas. After tasting the loving mellows of Krishna Prem, Advaitacharya and his associates joyfully distributed them to everyone without opposition. Without these two lords, Sri Nityananda and Sri Advaita Prabhu, no one would have received such mercy. Gauranga appeared on earth for this purpose. All glories to the auspicious moment when the whole world, desiring pure love of Krishna, will chant the holy name of Hari. Even Brahma finds difficulty in attaining Krishna Prem. Lochan Das happily describes these transcendental topics. So, this is a good place to stop. This is the end of chapter 1. And my voice is kind of going out a little bit here. So, we'll try again to see what kind of participation we can get. Enter into this. This is Rasika, or spontaneous, simply attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. It's not Sahajiya, it's something else. This is actually to develop a taste for hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. And the transcendental personalities are leaving their wonderful writings to help us enter into this mood of loving devotional service to the Lord. So by reading these things, especially together, wonderful things happen, because the Lord is actually incarnated. This rasa, this taste that we're looking for, is there in this activity of glorifying the Lord, especially together. So one way to do it is rip-roaring kirtan, or sweet and soft kirtan, or whatever kirtan. But this is also kirtan. Hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord together. This is also kirtan. It's very sweet to relish these loving moods that these great devotees are allowing us to enter into by recording these things. So we're looking for association that also would like to taste these, taste this mercy in this way, by hearing and chanting together. So we'll try again. It's here on the East Coast, 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll try again this evening, maybe 10 o'clock. Make it a little difficult for Eastern European countries, because that would be like 4 in the morning for them. But after that's a little late for me, so we'll try again around 10. Anybody in Europe or the States shouldn't have too much difficulty with 10 o'clock Eastern. Not sure what that is. I think it's in the afternoon. Anyway, there's a link. I'll post a link to time zones. But we'll come back on at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And we're looking for association to read and chant and hear together. We can also chant. If somebody has a harmonium, they can chant. And Hare Krishna.